Welcome to another edition of the Tuddle Daily Podcast. I am excited about my guest today. Now, what is funny is I've been working in the radio business for a really, really long time. And what's even more depressing is that I'm not further along than what I am right now, but I have had the opportunity to work with interns when they come in. And I try to describe it a little bit like your first day in prison, okay? Because when you're an intern coming in, like we are looking at, all right, here's the fresh fish. He's coming in. We want to see how he's going to react. Now, Serak, if you don't know who Serak is, Serak was Mocha Prince on the Bubba the Love Sponge show. But he is Serak. Serak, buddy, how are you, man?
I'm doing great, man.
How was that? How was that first day of that internship?
It was
Were you a little nervous? Like I gotta make an impression. I
right.
gotta do something.
I didn't know what to expect. I just remember like beforehand when I had to like go over the paperwork with Caveman.
Oh, so
And he
you
was
worked with
like,
Cave. You worked
yeah,
with Caveman at first. Now I will say this about Caveman. Caveman is very professional.
hmm
Like you know, he makes sure that the interns that are coming in are learning something, filling out their
right.
timesheets and stuff like
Well,
that.
the funny thing
So
is the first thing that threw me off was like the name. I was like, damn, this dude, like, why did they call him Caveman? Is it, did this
do you see
Ancestry.com was like Neanderthals or something
you
like?
have you seen how much weight he's lost?
No, I haven't. No, I
Oh,
haven't.
dude, check out his Instagram, Caveman BTLS. The dude, like, he has lost a
A ton
lot
of
of weight.
weight. Well,
Yeah.
he used to be an athlete like back in
Oh
like
no,
college.
he was an amazing wrestler. Like
Yeah.
he wrestled in high school. And you know, I know this is gonna sound weird because everybody looks at me as a nerd, but I wrestled in high school. And a lot of
Mhm.
people like, why would you wrestle? Because baseball was my sport. All
And not
right.
only that, wrestling is based off your weight class. So it's not like,
Yeah.
you're not going up against giant, strong dudes. Everybody's kind of like on an equal platform.
But the reason I did wrestling is out of all the sports you
hmm
can get into in high school,
hmm
wrestling is going to get you in the best shape of your life
Ripped.
because dude, because you don't realize this, okay? So a high school wrestling match is 3 2-minute rounds. Okay.
Right.
Now, I know 2 minutes does not sound a lot, but when you are using every single muscle in your body that whole entire time,
It's
and then
exhausting.
oh,
That's that's why like when you see UFC fights, they're like two, three
those are
3 minute
5 minute.
rounds.
I thought
Yeah,
those
like
were five.
no,
Like,
actually, yeah, I think the main events are like 5. I'm not sure.
can you imagine that? Like, seriously, like, not only do you have to be technically sound
hmm
wrestling and striking, but you also have to be in shape.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's it's I don't know, man. Wrestling is, like you said, that will get you the best shape of your
Here,
life. And it's such an underrated sport though, too,
yeah,
though.
it is, and I got to tell you, I had the best baseball statistics that I ever had in my high school career because of that. Because I was a pitcher, and a
hmm
lot of people it's like, oh, baseball, you don't have to be in shape for. But when you're a pitcher,
You have
you
to.
do have to have that stamina because you're constantly it's a different type of workout, because baseball players work on fast twitch muscles, if
Okay.
you know what I'm talking about,
Is
because
that is that why, like, since you're a pitcher, right?
yeah,
Always wonder, like, it's never really the guy with the giant arm, the strongest
no,
looking arm.
you
Why
don't
is that?
want no, okay, so hear me out, okay? So a lot of people think the stronger you are, the harder you can throw
hmm
in baseball, but that's not the truth because if you look at all of the great pitchers,
hmm
like Randy Johnson was like 6'7", 6'8". Can you imagine a pitcher that tall throwing the ball at you? People were so scared, but um, you want to be lean, you want to be flexible, you want to be like a rubber band.
Okay.
if that makes sense. And you know, I don't think a lot of people realize the mechanics. Everybody thinks it's just about the arms, but it's
Yeah.
not. It's about the legs. It's
Yep.
about the rotation in the core,
Yep.
and you want to be flexible. You want to be able to stretch
Mhm.
and release all of that tension, if that makes sense.
And then you still have to be like accurate at the same time.
Yes, yes.
That's I never played baseball. I mean, I played softball
Do
for
you
fun, but like
do you,
that's very underrated.
do you believe in visualization? Like,
Yeah.
if you want something, you imagine.
Yeah.
Um, when I was a pitcher, once you get the mechanics down,
Hmm.
the body has something called muscle memory. It's like
Right.
you do something, you do not even have to think about it. So
Right.
when you get those mechanics down, God, I know a lot of people, if they're not baseball fans, they're gonna be like, oh, this
Oh
fucking
God.
sucks, Tuddle. But why? No, trust me. You put me on the hot seat yesterday when I was on your show, and I got some good stuff to
Okay.
talk to you about.
All right.
But back to the pitching thing, it is definitely mechanics. When you get that muscle memory down,
Mhm.
you can concentrate on visualizing the ball where you want it to go to be accurate, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but like I mean, like that's something you got to learn over years and years of practice and stuff like that. Like I said, the best pitcher is always the tall, really long arm guys, pretty
Yes.
much, and that
Yeah.
kind of plays into the rubber band, right? The
Yep.
longer the rubber band, the faster, the harder the snapback.
Now, I have been recently working out, Serak, and
Getting ripped.
I no, I wouldn't say ripped, dude, but like it's much better. Now, oh, I see you drinking water. You want to know what has helped me out more than anything?
Water.
Water. I don't think people realize how important it is to get that water.
How much are you drinking a day? Like
I'm trying to do a gallon. I
a
at least a
gallon?
gallon. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Like a gallon to like a gallon and a half is like good for you. And if you, I
Why
mean,
is that? Does it
I
just
don't.
make your body work properly?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of like maintain, I guess, the same level. Like you need throughout the day you're sweating, you're burning calories and whatnot. So I think that replenishment, I mean, it's different for everybody. Obviously, a bigger person would probably need more water versus a child, but I think that's just kind of like the average that they go by as far as a
Yeah.
daily intake. And a gallon and a half is really, it seems like a lot on paper, but it's not that much. Over a course of 16
No.
hours, you're awake. So
No.
yeah, I try to get it. I don't count, but I know I get at least a gallon probably.
All right. So I want to get into working out, and so I've been working out and stuff. And one of the things that I've noticed, I'm off all of the mood stabilizing drugs, which
Okay.
was killing my sex drive, like
Hmm.
seriously, like destroying it.
Hmm.
Back when I was doing that, I was like, oh, I'm just concentrating on work. I'm not worried about
I just
women.
don't feel like it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
But when I got off of them, I was like a goddamn teenager again. Now, what is even added to that more is working out.
Yeah.
Um, like when you're working out, I mean, like, come on, I want to hear from another dude. Does it make you a little bit more like, "Ugh, I'm a man, I
Yeah. I
gotta,
mean,
I,
you're that your testosterone levels, are going up, and I mean, it's obviously going to be a cutoff. The older you get, you're not going to feel as great as you did in your early
I get
20s.
what you're saying, buddy.
But
I get what you're saying. You're
but
trying to call me
no,
old.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm saying, but like you feel better. Like you mentally,
Oh, yes.
body wise, obviously you'll ache a little bit, but the mental clarity is the big thing as well.
Mhm.
And it just your body overall feels a lot better.
Can I be honest? So,
Yeah, of
I
course.
thought that I thought that I would be aching a lot more, but you know what has helped me out is stretching. Like I stretch a lot.
That's probably one of my biggest downfalls is I don't stretch as much as I should
That
because
ended my college baseball
yeah.
stuff because I didn't warm up properly. And
And
the first
the
yeah,
shitty part is you don't stretch until you hurt yourself. You don't
no,
start taking into consideration until you know, tear an ACL or, sprain an ankle or something or whatever it may be. And I need to start stretching more. But if you're doing it now, man, that shit, I mean, being flexible is key.
I mean, that's the first thing. Okay, so the first thing when I get up in the morning is chug a bottle of water.
Okay.
I hammer down the water. I eat something, very light, and then I do about 20 to 30 minutes worth of stretching.
Okay.
And it's gotten better. It's just like working out. Building a muscle.
Right.
The more and more you do it, the more and more
Do you
flexible
do
you
yoga
get.
at all?
I've wanted to do it, man, but and
But
and and
yoga's
from what
like,
I've heard, that it's just I'm not patient enough.
yeah, and I don't really trust the yoga instructors.
Because those
And
are some weird ass positions. Like,
well,
why? How am I ever going to be in that position?
well, not only that, like yoga is like, I feel like it's kind of like, if this was like Eastern, somewhere in India, something like that, where wherever it originated, I feel like it's kind of shifted from the main purpose, and now it's just like a fad, right? I mean, it's still good for you,
Yeah.
but I thought yoga was more just, positions for like meditation and stuff like that. That's
All
what
right.
I think it originated from. I could be wrong, but here it's just like, you got all these yoga studios, and you got some guy who just knows how to stretch a little bit better than you know how to stretch. you know,
All right.
it's
I'm about to turn up the heat on you here a little
all
bit.
right.
Okay. All
I'm
right.
ready.
So we're talking about working out. If people don't know this, you are a bartender, correct? Like
Yes.
you
Yeah.
now. All right. Before I get into my question, like, I mean, was it hard to learn how to make all the drinks, or do you have a card there that helps you out? Like,
No, it's just repetition. I mean, most
mm,
of the stuff we make are just like, one to two type ingredients, like a,
mm,
vodka soda or like a Jack and Coke or something like that. So, once after you do it a couple times, like you kind of just get it down. But keep in mind though, like we're not like a fancy restaurant to where we have all these, very detailed cocktails or whatever. So I don't know how to do that stuff, but the
do
quick
you
drinks.
pour? Do you pour a little heavy just because you want to get a better tip, though?
I
Like,
pour light. I probably pour a little
oh,
short
come
because, well,
on,
listen,
man.
reason being is because we have like a tracking system. So like
Mhm.
at the end of the, like he'll like our GM, he'll get like a report of, bottles and where we should be as far as, the orders and stuff like that. So like, sometimes we'll technically be missing like a 2 or 3 bottles of like Tito's or something like that, right? Because people are either over pouring
Yeah.
or not ringing it in and stuff like that. So I pour short just to be
But
safe.
does overpouring get you better tips, though?
Uh, not necessarily. Reason I say that because we have I'd say our age group is from 21, obviously, to I don't know, 30, late 30, 35 to 40. So a lot of times you get like the cheap bastards. They don't care if you pour them,
Okay.
over pour, under pour. It doesn't make a difference.
All right. So now I know you're happily in a great relationship right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'll get to that. But what I want to talk about is you have to, and do not lie. Okay.
I'm not
Do not
lying.
lie. Okay. You have to have had some older women like come
What,
on to you
leave numbers?
while
Oh,
you're bartending.
oh yeah. That's normal. That's literally all the time. Every time, like
Before you were in this relationship, did you ever
I
like
don't think I was
pursue
working.
any of?
I wasn't working there at that time.
Oh,
Yeah, so it kind of happened at the same time. But no, we get hit. Listen, we're in South Tampa, and it's kind of bougie, whatever you want to call it. So you got all these, you know, uppity people, I guess, and they look good. Don't get me wrong, but we
just
get hit
call
all
them uppity white people. Want to
uppity
come
people.
in.
But we get, it's not just me. I mean, we have a pretty like decent looking staff, so it comes with the job pretty much.
Oh, of
But
course they do, because they probably like when you interview, they're like, all right, Serak, I mean, we like all you have to offer. Can you take off the shirt or something and
nah.
pose down for it?
Well, there is this one lady that always asks me that. I'm just like, nah, she gets kicked out all the time. So, but yeah, the problem is I see a lot of the same faces. So like, you don't want to do something stupid one weekend and then you see the same person next weekend. And that's another reason why I don't like giving my name out, because once they know your name, they're never gonna leave you alone.
All right, so I want to, because I don't want to blow up your spot or get you in trouble
No,
or
I don't
anything.
get in
But
trouble.
but what I'm trying to say is, how open are you open about your past dating and sexual history
Yeah.
with the girl that you are with now? Like,
Yeah.
because I don't want to ask any questions that's
No,
going to put you
no.
on the spot.
Of course, but
But
like,
that's dangerous to
no,
do,
but
though, right?
open in the sense that like she knows I've dated other girl, and just like yesterday I was telling you, like I don't really, you know, I've only had like maybe 3 relationships, serious
Mhm.
relationships, I guess you can
But
call it. So
how many one night stands? Yeah, I mean, come on, you
how
everybody's done
many?
at least
Oh
one.
shit! Let's see.
Oh
Divide
yeah,
by no. Wait, 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 wait. No,
see. I knew it.
no,
You're
no. It's
trying to
never
play all
no.
innocent. You're trying to play
Not
all
a lot.
innocent. Like I've only been in 3 relationships,
Not a
but
lot.
I had to call you on it. I was like, how because guys don't like to count the the hookups.
Nah, I don't even. I don't. It's been so long. Obviously,
I mean, are
it's
we
been so
talking
long.
double digits, single digits?
Uh, I'll say a number I'm probably embarrassed to
Just
say.
plead the fifth. Just
No,
plead the fifth.
I'll plead the fifth. I'll say this enough to where I'm probably over it. How about that? Is that a good answer?
Yeah. I'll take that. So
Enough to where, like, say if something happened between me and my girl now,
mhm.
I still wouldn't have like the urge to have like one night stands and stuff like that.
See, but you're kind of like me. I know like when you're younger, now like in your early 20s, you're like, yes, I'm just wanting to just
Right.
get as much as I can. But
Right.
then relationships start becoming a little bit more important.
Right.
Um, but before we get into what your current relationship, I want to talk about what is the biggest age gap,
Mhm.
like
For
I'm
me,
talking older than you
oh,
that you've been
that I, well,
that
we were
you've
like, let's see, I would
or
say
have you always gone
like
younger?
20 years, I think.
Wait, 20 years older?
15 or 20. I didn't know, like, I
Ooh.
didn't know her
Well,
age.
I understand. So you're just guesstimating. Now, like how old were you at the time when that
I
happened?
had to be like 21, probably 21 or
So
22.
that would have put her in her like mid to late 30s, maybe
Yeah.
early 40s. So
Yeah. It was a recently divorced lady,
oh,
that
see,
type of deal.
now you remember Colton. Colton
Mhm.
used to tell me all the stories. See, because like when I was married, my wife was 3 years older than me. But I mean
Okay.
that's really nothing that bad.
Right. That's
So
the same age.
now, okay, so how does that even come about? Like, did you pursue her, or was she the stereotypical cougar that was
Yeah.
like,
Probably the stereotype. We weren't even in Tampa. We were in, I was visiting a buddy in Orlando, and
yeah,
we went out at, what's that little area there?
Church
But
Street, Church
yeah,
Street,
one of those names.
or
And we,
Disney Springs could be.
yes, no, it was
Mm.
Church Street, but went to a bar, and you know, I'm social, so get to talking. She came up to me talking, and I didn't. I lived
White
in.
woman, white woman.
Yeah, she was. Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, we're at Church Street
yeah, I know.
in
No, I know.
Orlando.
But there are. Hey, you just go 2 blocks from Church Street on Paramore because Orlando's my place. That's someplace you don't want to be as a Caucasian. I'm just letting you know.
No, but we exchanged numbers, and nothing happened then and there. Now, because I was actually visiting a friend in Orlando,
Yeah.
he's having some type of get together, and then yeah, that was that. And I went back home, and then like the next time he had she kept in touch, and next time I went to Orlando, hung out, and that was about it.
So you're in a current relationship. How a couple years now, or
Yeah,
how?
a little over 3.
Now, one of the main problems in my marriage
Mm-hmm.
was my family really well, it wasn't my family, it was more of my wife's family
Uh-huh.
did not care for my family. And that is a
Ooh,
recipe for disaster.
yeah, especially at a
Has
wedding.
has your family met her family yet?
No, well, because they're in 2 different places.
Mm.
So
Oh,
she
I was just curious.
right, no, no, they just hasn't, they haven't crossed paths. The only time that it would even be like, you know, possible would be, because my mom used to live here, but she just recently moved, and her parents come down
Yeah.
every now and then. But no, but I mean, she's met my fam. I met her family, and they're all cool. I can like I'm a good, try to I guess you could say judge of character, and I can tell that they would get along because I know
Yeah.
my parents and my sisters and all of them, and I met pretty much her entire family at Christmas last year. So yeah, I think it would go great.
Has your family ever disapproved of
No,
somebody?
no,
No?
no. Because well, I will say this: I'm not really the type to like. I
Bring
can tell.
it'll have to be a special person for you to bring them to meet your family. Is it
No,
or
yeah, I would have to be dating the person. So
yes.
I mean, you know, only been in Tampa for 10 years. So the girl I dated at the time, like before I moved, obviously she knew my
Mm,
family. I mean, we went to the same high school and all that. Um, and after that, I mean, it's just, yeah, my parents don't really care about that stuff. You know, they're the type that's as long as you're happy type deal. So
yeah.
it was never an issue or disapproved because, you know, the way my dad works. I mean, I'm a male, so it's just like, they're not as nitpicky if it was like my sister or something bringing a guy. This is completely
Mhm.
different. So
Um I this is just a curious question that I had. What is your grooming preferences for a woman when you first because I've met a couple of girls
uh-huh.
and like I'm not calling the girls weird, but they're interesting like I am. You would
Right.
say that I'm an interesting
You gotta be
person.
able to
So
talk
you
to
would
him.
yeah. So but the last couple of girls that I've been talking to have had underarm hair. Now
What?
but I mean
That's immediately that's a no.
but the
That
but
means that
they're
was a
but
dude at
they're
one point in time.
but no, but they're very attractive though. Like
Yeah. No, that doesn't matter.
wait, so
That is a
underarm
red
hair
flag.
that would
That's
be a deal breaker for you?
hell yeah. That would even be a
For
deal
real.
starter. Hell yes. Underarm
Why
hair.
though?
Okay, then if you let that slide, then if she grows a mustache, you gotta let that slide too.
Well, no, 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 no. Listen, I
Listen,
mean,
that's how it
okay,
starts.
all right, but no, they're
Imagine this story.
gonna.
I met her. She had underarm hair just a little bit. 20 years later, she got a full goatee, but I'm stuck with her. No, don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. That's the first sign.
Man, you're very shallow, man.
That's
You're, I
not
mean,
shallow,
it
is
is
it?
kind of being shallow. Like, I mean, what if this is the
Maybe I just
best?
haven't run into a
What?
lot of
No,
girls
okay,
with
but
underarm
but
hair.
hear me out. What if the? Okay, all right. So everything you would say that you're in love with your current girlfriend right now, right?
Right. Right.
Okay. Now, same attributes, nothing changes. She just has underarm hair. So you're telling me
Is this
that
like some
that
type of condition, like that she
no,
can't shave?
it's just it's her preference. She's like, if guys can grow underarm hair, then why can't we?
Oh man, that'd be a deal breaker. I mean,
Are you for real?
that would, I don't know, man. That would freak
Has
me
ha,
out.
has a woman ever tried to change you in some ways? Because all women
Uh,
try to in subtle ways. Like they
no.
try to get you to do something differently or do something more frequently,
Mm,
change habits. You're telling me a woman has never tried to, change you in some way.
maybe, but probably something that's so subtle I wouldn't even remember it.
All right, so if I talk to your current because I don't want to use her name because out of privacy,
I think I
but
already did.
you're I know, but your girl, um like if I asked her and I was interviewing her right now,
Uh-huh.
what if I asked her, I said, what is the one thing that annoys you that Serak does? Not to the point where like, oh
Hmm.
fuck him, pisses me off, but just something that would just maybe mildly irritate her.
Uh,
Is it playing video games?
no. I would say, well, it's something she wouldn't complain about. That she doesn't complain about to me, but
Mhm.
I probably would complain about it to myself. I would say probably, I don't know, doing the dishes more, I guess. Like
Yeah.
it's little stuff like that. It's nothing. It's never like, you know,
I think you're holding
snoring
back on
or
me here.
I
I think you're
swear
holding.
I'm felt 100%. Like she would probably say, I don't know. I don't know. I
Do
don't know.
do you fart in front of her?
No, I don't even fart. I don't even
Oh,
think listen.
but come on, man. I see.
Nah,
I'm
not in
just
front of her
asking because that. I mean, that's
or
when you
burp.
know. But oh, dude,
Hell,
then
dude, hell,
see.
check this out, Tuddle. I'm so polite that
Has
even when
she
I'm
ever done it in front of you though? Has she ever
no,
like no?
no,
You
dude,
wouldn't
Tuddle.
tell me if she
Even
did.
even when I'm by myself and I burp, I still say excuse me, and I'm the only person in the place by myself.
Yeah, I
It's,
would. I would do the
you do
same
that
thing.
too? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But no, I mean there hasn't been like a I mean, I've used the bathroom with her in the bath. Like that's
Oh,
normal
and
stuff.
by the way, your short time at the BRN, you take the stinkiest shits.
Oh yeah,
That
it's protein.
oh, dude, like I know, but like, goddamn, man, like
You gotta get it
seriously,
out. I
have
can
you?
shit anywhere,
Oh,
anywhere.
see, but that's my biggest fear. Like I can too. Like I grew up in the South where like yeah, we would shit outside. Um, but like going to a club sometimes, that's a
Oh well, then
little
no, don't.
frustrating.
Okay, not a
Like when
club.
you have to take a dump at a club, but I mean, if you have to though,
You gotta
right?
go home. You gotta leave. Like I would leave. I would just leave.
You
Like you
know,
can't. I can't take pressure dumps. I can't have somebody waiting on me. Like
or holding the door, because if I did have to do it at the club, I would be
yeah,
holding the door with one
and
hand while I was going.
I can poop. Well, most places, but I also have to be like comfortable in a way.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like it can't be a lot of like people coming in and out and a lot of jostling outside. Yeah, that shit freaks me out.
The best man at my wedding, soul brother Kevin, he could not go. He could only go at home. Like
So
he had
what?
a whole ritual. Like he would turn on the bathtub faucet. He had to have some water running,
So
and
like,
had to be at home. Like
when's the
seriously, when
vacation? You just
what
hold this shit in for a week?
well, I mean, he's got to do what he's got to do there. But there were some times where he'd come to me and was like, "Hey, you know, because we were interns together at the same time. He's like, "Hey, I need you to hold down some things for me. I got to run home." Like seriously, he
Dude,
would drive 10 minutes from work.
hopefully he never gets arrested and like goes to jail. Imagine him being interrogated and instead of waterboarding him, they just put a toilet down and said, "Take a shit."
Oh, now I have been to jail for a couple of days, and that is a very humiliating thing. Is
We're
to
at.
because they well, it was in Orange County.
Mm.
I got caught driving on a suspended license because my e-pass wasn't like reading
They
correctly.
take you to jail for that?
Well, yeah, they did. And listen, see, now I've always said this, and it's probably due to my white guilt. Now, it was all like highway patrolmen, but it
Huh?
was three African American
I've
highway patrolmen. And I was like, the whole time in my head, I was like, all right, I'm going to be cool because like it's only a suspended license. And my anxiety was like, yeah, they're all like, we got this white motherfucker right now. Let's put his ass away. And that's what happened. But I don't think that's what really went down. But
right.
it was kind of like, all
So
right,
at the
now
end of the
the
day, you
white
had
cops.
a suspended license. You know,
Yeah,
they
no,
had like
I know
an
that, but I
implant
bet
of.
like, but you know, like everybody back in the day was probably like, yeah, they remembered every white cop that ever pulled them over, and they're like, now the shoe is on the other foot. Let's send this honky to jail right now.
I don't think they were
That's
thinking all of that. They probably just like, man, this guy's a suspended license. Let's just lock him up for the night.
but that's the only thing on my record. But having to take a dump because they don't have any walls
Oh
up
yeah.
on there. So like you could be on the toilet with the dude right next to you, and like they'll try to carry on a conversation with you
How does that
while you're
work? You
like
just
I mean, there's no walls. It's just
I
like,
know, but like,
hey,
what do you
hey,
say?
what's up,
Like,
man? I mean, it's just like small talk while trying to take a shit, and it's
were
the
you
weirdest, most surreal thing
was it like a
you'll ever
bunk bed?
experience.
Was it a bunk bed?
Oh yeah, bunk beds too. Yeah,
So like, what
but
if you're like sleeping and then like he has to take a shit in the middle of the night? Like that'd be a terrible nightmare. You know what I
oh
mean?
man,
Like you just happen to get like that one guy that nobody wants to get
Mm,
as a cellmate.
no,
Ugh,
no.
ugh.
Well, now, so back to my thing. Are you comfortable in the relationship right now where like if she was hanging out and you had to take a dump? Because you know, when you're first in that relationship, you're
Oh
like, oh,
yeah.
I'm not gonna take a dump now.
Dude,
Like,
I take dumps all the time. I'm like, listen, this is like when you like have protein shits, like it's you gotta make that's something you tell right off the
oh,
bat. Like,
it's
hey,
bad.
just do it.
I had to change up my diet because I was like, um, it just did not look right
Yeah.
when you are eating a high protein
So,
diet.
so
It does not look right.
sometimes it smells so bad, like I almost have to ask myself, like, is that me or was there like a dog in here before I got in here? Like it's so bad, it doesn't even smell like it's human related. But
Yes.
she does have those what do you call it, a poopery? Like you
Yeah.
spray
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it, yeah, which I never spray, obviously.
Uh, um, you know, me taking my morning dump is like my own personal COVID test because they know, you know how they tell you that you lose your sense of smell. And when I take that morning dump, I'm like, all right, I don't have COVID because I can actually smell. I mean, am I right or am I wrong? I
No,
know
you're
it's disgusting to say, but I mean, it's kind of true.
well. That's true as well. But then they also say like you like smell like foul smells, like faint foul smells, and like stuff that shouldn't smell bad. Like that was one of like the lingering side effects as far as like the whole scent thing.
All right, so now we were talking about bathroom habits for the male.
Hmm.
When I was married, my wife, during that time of the month, like would sometimes maybe leave because she'd get a little too comfortable and maybe not everything would go down. But it's not like
Oh,
she
she's
was,
flushing them. You're not
flush.
supposed to
No,
flush
no,
them.
no, she was not flushing the tampons. But when you're pulling things out, stuff comes out as well too, and there would be blood clots in the
Oh
toilet,
man.
and I would like. Every guy, like I would try to break him up with my pee when I was trying to urinate. So I'd try to make a game
Liquid
out of
sword.
it.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I would try to
how
make
do
a
I
game
drown
out of
this
it,
thing?
even though I found it highly disgusting. I was like, God damn woman, everybody calls men heathens, but you're leaving your period clots
Yeah,
in the toilet. I'm
it's a
like,
murder seed.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but now let me ask you, my wife
Hmm.
had horrible times of the months.
Really?
Yeah, 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 like moody, like horrible, like just did not want to be around her. Have
So
you have you ever had to deal with that in a
no,
relationship?
in relationships, yeah, not in the current one because of she has the what do you call it?
The IUD or
Yeah,
not IED is
I know.
something that Vulture would
I
know.
say
That's
that
a
all the time. I would
yeah.
say she has
IED is something
IED.
that blows up soldiers
Yeah.
in Afghanistan. But I mean, it's kind of funny that people get that mixed up
Is an
because it is.
IED in
It's
her
like,
vagina.
yeah, yeah, that's an IED to kill your fucking sperm as soon as it comes. Now, all right, so I'm not trying to get too personal,
Nah,
okay?
you're fine. This is nothing.
I like so if she is on birth control, then that means you guys are having
All
unpre-
the time.
now. Do you, oh god damn. Now
All
don't
the time.
but hear me out though. Even the way my mind works,
Hmm.
even if a chick that I had been with had that, I'd be like, I still would not be
You'd feel
like
comfortable.
finishing.
Well,
And
it's I think when we first obviously started hooking up, yeah, that was a
you got
concern,
you got to
obviously.
gain trust, a little trust there.
Yeah, definitely. But it's just like, when we first started hooking up, like I was concerned and obviously, I would wear protection. But then like, after a while, you just kind of like you'd have one of those one drunken nights where you didn't wear anything,
The-
nothing
Every
happened, and
every
then
time,
nothing happened, and then you just fuck it.
dude, every time that I've ever done it, because you know how overcautious, you know how
Hmm.
I overthink everything.
Hmm.
Um, there was like when I was with the Monsters at Real Radio in Orlando, we were syndicated. So we were down in Fort Myers. We had a show. Okay.
Okay.
And this was one of the most irresponsible things that I could have ever done. I was like 22, 23. Um, and I was in control because they ran their live stage shows like a
Okay.
radio show. So I had to run the board, play sound effects, all that stuff. But there was a group of people that were fans of the show that were hanging out. But
Right.
so it was a couple, but there was a friend of the woman that was hanging out and she was highly inebriated, but they were big fans of mine and they were like
Right.
talking me up. They're like, hey, do you know who that is? That's Tuddle. And so I just got into a car with 3 random people after the show. Never been to Fort Myers in my life, and this chick is all on me on the car
Oh
ride.
man.
Now,
And
I
you're
had
you're you're
already
completely you're completely sober, right?
no,
No. Oh. All right.
I had
Well, you're
already
good.
I already had done a hit of ecstasy. I was
Oh, so
already
you
drinking at that time.
so you need to get your
And
money's worth. Is what you're saying.
Oh, so they blew up one of those cheap ass like air mattresses, okay,
Uh-huh.
and put it on the floor, but not a double one, just one of the single ones. So, um, I've always had this rule: you're taking a big chance if you, all right, so say you're with a chick, okay,
Right.
and she's like, do you have protection, and you do not have it.
And you pull out a
When
gun.
you
Yeah, I
leave,
got
no,
us.
I
Yeah, I got us.
but
Don't
but
worry.
but what I'm saying is, as a guy, you're taking a big risk
Yeah.
walking away to go get something, because by the time you come back, she might not be in the mood,
Might not be
you know.
there.
Yeah, but so
Dead.
guys, yeah,
Sleep.
so but guys, the power, they're, because a lot of people forget, us as humans, we're nothing but animals. We're
Right.
evolved animals, okay? But
Right.
we still have that part of the DNA in our body where,
That
as
urge.
men, we are ingrained to reproduce. We
Hmm.
are, and I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, but
No,
that's
but
why
that's the
guys
whole
and
point.
women are different.
Yeah, that's the reason why you don't live forever, because you're here to populate,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much it, man. If that weren't true, then we'd all be cold-blooded reptiles, and we wouldn't need,
Yeah.
we'd lay eggs or some shit.
So that girl down in Fort Myers. So I was kind of like the handler for the
Hmm.
most part. Sometimes I would go crazy, but I would have to take care of all the other partiers on the show. I was
Because you're
like,
working for them, right?
yeah, I was working for
Okay.
them. But that one night I thought I was going to be able to have the night off. I thought everybody was going to be chill. So I ended up hooking up with this chick,
Hmm.
and I did
Well, how'd
not
she look? First
wear.
of all, how did she look? How was
Oh,
she?
she was,
She
listen,
was hot.
like it was above average for the type of chicks that I would pull.
Do you have like a celebrity comparison, maybe?
See, but you got to understand, the women that I'm into
Don't say like
are,
Grimace or somebody.
no, 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 no. I like, all right, so everybody has the stereotypical supermodel, long
Right.
leg,
Right.
and but I like quirky women. I find sex appeal. Like, I don't want you to think like,
Mhm.
oh, I will just, have sex with hogs. No,
Okay, let me ask
no.
you
I
this:
have my
Would she go?
standards.
Would she go to like a cosplay?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I can already picture her.
But you cannot deny that some of those chicks are hot in a
Yeah.
weird way, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, as you like, my preference from when I was 18 till now, it just changes. It's like it's nothing. It's not your fault. It's just
your
you.
priorities change.
Yeah. So you look for different things, and obviously, looks is always going to be, important to a
Okay,
degree, but
but hear me out on this. So some men, some women will
Mhm.
get called shallow because, like, they will judge somebody on their
Right.
looks. Okay. But back to my whole thing of being animals, if you look in the animal kingdom, the males, always have the most colorful, like, feathers or
Right.
something to attract. So we are visual because we are nothing but animals. But visual isn't everything,
Mhm.
because visual is only going to get you so far. This is
Mhm.
somebody you're going to have to spend a lot of time with.
Yeah. Well, which is, that's kind of weird though, right? So like you said, somebody you have to spend a lot of time with, but your natural instinct is just to, survive, protect, and reproduce, right? Like, so when did
Yes.
it become a thing to like
You got to
let's talk
have
about
money. You got to have material things. Now, I've talked about this a really, really long time. Okay. And people think I'm crazy. I was a big fan of the
Mhm,
the TV show The Walking Dead.
mhm.
Did you ever watch The Walking Dead?
A couple shows, but actually I have a buddy that had a couple roles in it as well. But
See,
continue.
but the reason why I like that show is, and everybody's like, oh, it's a zombie movie, but the zombies are not the real threat. It is when civilization
Mhm.
has crumbled, you have to worry about the other people out there that
Yep.
want what you
You
have.
have. Yeah.
And think about this. We get caught up in what jobs we have, what cars we're driving, how
Yep.
much money we're making, what people think of us.
Uh-huh.
um it would be a harder life, but also at the same time, it would be less things to worry about if all you had to worry about is shelter, feeding yourself,
Mhm.
and taking care and the survival of yourself and your loved ones. Like, you wouldn't
But
have to show up to work every single day and,
but
check
that's
in to an
that's how
asshole boss.
primates are though, right? Like monkeys. That's their, main, besides the ones that are in the zoo, that's what they care about. They're the closest, obviously to humans. I just think humans have that, but also like a drive, a curiosity, for
Yes.
searching for something better. That's why we're,
It's
where we are with
evolution.
today. Exactly. Even the past 100 years, the past 30 years
Did
with cell
you did you
phones.
did you see because evolution takes place over a long amount of time, but did you
Mhm.
know that they're discovering a more higher percentage
Mhm.
of people, and they're talking across all races, just Caucasian, African American, Asian,
Mhm.
Spanish, that there is an extra muscle that is actually developing in the
Really?
forearm. Now, not everybody has it, but as time goes on, they're finding a higher percentage of people having an extra muscle
What is it
in their
for?
forum. There's no, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we're
Beating
using
off
no, but think about this. We are using our
our
fingers and
hands a
our
lot more.
hands more with computers. They talk about people having carpal tunnel all the time.
Yeah.
That thing. So maybe that's a muscle that is us evolving because we're having to do something new.
So
Uh,
with that being said, like, what do you think? I'm a give and take guy. So with gaining a new muscle or whatever, like something you have to lose something. So if we gained a new muscle, what would we be losing? What don't we need that we used to need?
Do we need all our toes? Like, I mean,
I mean, yeah.
the pinky toe seems pretty useless.
No, it's for balance, right? One
I
one
mean,
of them is
what
like
would you give up? What would you give up then?
I don't know, maybe
Like, why do we
like
still
wisdom
have
teeth, for
okay,
instance.
all right, but why do we have appendixes still? I know that it collects all the toxins and poisons and stuff, but
Maybe
like,
your
does it
appendix
does
is like your soul. Like, if you get rid of it, like you're cursed forever.
yeah, like you have no feeling at all, like
It has to have
that
some
that
type of purpose.
But I mean, there's just so many things like that. But you bring up wisdom teeth. Like what is that all about? And why were we cursed with only getting two set of teeth? Like for real. Like there's so many animals that regrow
Well,
their shit back all the time, but we only get some shitty ass baby teeth, and then we get our real teeth in.
first of all, I think I think people in general are like your teeth are designed for like plants and shit like that, right? You're not a
Yeah.
carnivore. You don't have those really long
Well, we
canine
still
teeth,
have canines. We have a little bit of canine.
little ones, but I think it's because of
Did you get
what
some
your
new
diet.
teeth, by the way? Because I
Yeah, you
swear to
see.
God, like your shit is like blinding. Like I'm like, fuck, that's like Steve Harvey whiteness.
I got Invisalign back in July.
Oh, so are you
So
wearing them right now?
yeah. So I don't know if you can tell. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see it.
Like,
That's where the little bit of the glare is coming from it because
yeah.
I can see it off of it.
So I just put these ones in. I exchange them out every week. Only have a month left to go though. And
Did you ever
you're
did
supposed
you
to wear
ever
these. Go ahead.
did you ever wear braces or no?
No, no.
No.
But see,
Now were
like,
your teeth bad though, or
no,
like I
no.
never?
I had like
I bet
one,
your girl
maybe
asked you. Your girl was like, yeah,
no.
See, that's
It's just
talking about
something.
change.
It's just something I want to do. I had like one or two, maybe three that were kind of out of place a little bit. Nothing. See, the thing is, like, people more care about like the smile, right? Only the
Mhm.
front couple of teeth, but there was like one in the back that needed to be adjusted, and I actually still have my wisdom teeth up top, like under
Yeah.
the skin, like they're not there, but they're facing the wrong way. So,
Make
just something
sure
to do,
you
man.
get the laughing gas. Have you ever taken that
Nope.
nitrous?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's one of the best highs that you'll ever have.
Really?
Like, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Where can you get it at the store?
Oh yeah, I know a guy.
Hmm,
Everybody
cool.
knows a guy. But so you've always seemed like a very confident guy.
Hmm.
But like, are there some things that you're like not confident about the way
Oh
you
yeah.
look personally, or something? Because
I'm probably
everybody does.
I'm probably super self conscious about like my calves, probably
Are you
because
for real?
yeah, I swear to God.
Why though?
I used
Why?
to be a runner. I used to be a sprinter.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
obviously, like my thighs are pretty solid and
Mhm.
a little bit bigger than normal, I would say. But then my calves are higher up, so they always make my legs from like my calf and my shin down super skinny, right? So it always
Mhm.
makes my legs like if I'm wearing shorts or something. And obviously up top, I'm a little bit more wider. It always makes my legs look super skinny. And it's like, I don't know. So I mean, I work on my legs a lot, but that's probably the most thing I'm insecure about. Even when I work, I always wear like my socks like up really high.
I have a crooked toe on my left foot.
How
I
is
know
that
it's really,
possible?
really. It's just I don't know. It's really, really weird. I'll have to show it to you sometime. But it's not the pinky. It's the one next to the pinky toe. But it goes. It takes a little right hand turn. At that, where you have that knuckle at
Yeah,
right there. It takes a little bit of a right hand turn
detour.
and yeah, and goes under the toe next to it. So
Ah, see,
it's a
that's not that bad. Oh, I have one more. I can't grow hair right at like
you're
my
you're
jawbone
patchy.
right there. Yeah,
You're patchy
it's
like me.
if I grow a beard, I look homeless. Like regardless,
Yeah,
and it's
I've never been able to grow one, and when I do shave, like I will get carded. Like if I try to go get something, I don't know what
yeah.
it is.
But see, I rather be clean shaven. But you can
Mm.
shave and the hair grows back fine. I shave, and most I'd say
I'm
70% of black men would get
I
severe
already
ingrown
know
hairs.
you. Yes, you
That's why I
get
hate it. I hate it.
SBK. Now you get the shave bumps, right? You get like you shave, but you will get ingrown hairs. So he talked about that as well
Yeah,
too.
they're just ingrown hairs, and then like you look online and they always tell you, "Yo, are you exfoliating?" All that bullshit that doesn't work for me. So it's just like either grow a patchy beard or maybe shave maybe once a month or something like that. So that's the main reason why I
Does
even
your
have this
does
beard.
your girl does your girl like you clean shaven or does she
Nah, she
really
doesn't
not?
care. She doesn't care. Like she
Now,
loves me like unconditionally. Like
all
I could
right.
literally
So,
lose an arm today and she'd still, you know.
but has there been anything like oh, well, I'm not even gonna put you on that spot. Like, but is there
Come
something
on,
that she
bring
does
it,
that annoys?
bring it.
Is there something that she does that annoys you that you're like,
That annoys
baby?
me. Oh
Yeah,
my
baby,
god.
can you just kind of chill out on this? I'm not talking like a physical thing or grooming.
Mhm.
I'm just talking about maybe something she does that gets on your nerves.
She, I don't know, maybe wanting to spend an extraordinary amount of time with me all the time,
But you
which is
do
not
need.
even a bad thing. It's just I am a guy who sometimes I need like
Oh no, you need
my
you
by
need that.
myselfness. You know?
But though, like maybe you'll be like me because you just turned 30.
Hmm.
You get on something
Hmm.
and you can't do anything else until you complete that task. And you're just like, hey, listen, I want to spend time with you, but I
Right.
got to get this done. And then
Right.
I'm gonna give you because
But
sometimes
it's not just
some
that though. It's
some
like
women don't understand that though,
right.
like
And it's not like she's being a bad person. No, like that's what
no,
you want. You want,
yes, of course.
them to hang out with you all the time. But like I'm the type to where like I need to test myself like regularly. What I mean by that is like there are times where I need to like just be by myself for a couple of days, not in no sinister way, like I'm out partying or anything like that. No, just to like reevaluate, most of my life I've always been, like I said, I've been in 3 relationships, but they've been pretty long, 6, 3, and this one's 3 as well. So I never really had like that by like for real by yourself type of mindset, right? Because there's always been someone in my corner, which it's not a bad thing to have, but you every now and then you want to test yourself, see what you're capable of. So and this may sound kind of shallow actually, but I remember I used to say like she went out of town for like 2 weeks to a month back home, like maybe a year ago. And that month, I had so much done in that month, and I was so productive, and I was so like
Yep.
proud of myself in a way.
Yep.
Like, damn, like why didn't I do this beforehand? And then I start and it's not just her. I mean, there's other things. You got friends who want to go out, you got parents who want to see all that crap. But it's just it surprises me what I can do when it's just me.
But that's back to what I was saying, though, as humans, the type of life that we live now,
Right.
that we have to be social. We have to, you work related, you have to go out and you have to meet people. You have
Exactly.
to get out and socialize because that was one of the things that my wife, when I was married, taught me, because I was kind of that loner that I went in, handled my business, and then went home, took care of things there. And she was like, my career took off more when she
Mhm.
told me, "Hey, you need to go start hanging out more with your
Exactly.
coworkers. You need to start doing stuff like that."
And it almost makes and it's almost like after you do that and you kind of go back, it's like it almost makes your relationship better. Like
Mhm.
you miss the other person more, like, or you appreciate more. But like, when something is always constant, you really don't realize that it's going on until you, like you say, you don't have it, or you're not doing it anymore. So I don't know. Like every now and then I try to like just have a couple of days to myself and really, start grinding.
Okay, so finally, um, are you a jealous type guy,
No.
or have you ever been with a woman that has been that jealous type that you didn't know of at first, but then you were like, "Oh man, this bitch is crazy."
Um, yes and no. I think given my work in hospitality, there's always I'm always meeting people every day, and like yeah, I'll be honest, I'm a flirt. I flirt a lot. Like
Mhm.
it's almost like in my nature, but
Yeah.
I know where to draw the line. And
Oh yeah.
there's times where when I've gone out with ex girlfriends and whatever, and we'll go out to a restaurant or something like that, or and I may know the girl at the restaurant, but there's always that little bit of jealousy, a little bit. But I'm always the type to reassure as well. Like, hey, look, don't even worry about that. That's just friends, or not even friends, but it's nothing of concern.
All right, Serak, tell people how they can check out your podcasts.
Ooh, let's see. Well, I need to cut it down a little bit, right? I got too many damn outlets. But I would say audio wise, I think Spotify has been probably the best luck. It's the
Mhm.
weekly review. You literally can go on Spotify in the search bar and just type my first name in, Serak, Serak. That's the first thing that pops up. And on YouTube, same thing, the weekly review. Yeah, man, on Twitter, I don't even know my Twitter handle. Oh, by the way, Tuttle, my Twitter still says good vibes BTLS. How do I change that?
I can look at it and see.
But it should be
It
like it's two names though. It says that, and then underneath says Ciroc the mic.
Oh, so you have to go in. So you have your title name and then you have your at handle. So those are two separate things. Like you can put like a different title in there,
Okay.
but then you
Was like a
you have
first and
your
last
at.
name.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. I got to
So
change that because like I don't know. I'll be trying to like add people. I don't even know my own thing. But Twitter, it's at Ciroc the mic. That's Serak. Obviously TheMic. And that's probably the best way to find me.
all right, Serak, as always, I enjoy a conversation with you. I hope you're well. When next time I'm in Tampa, I'm gonna have to hit you up.
Come, I'm telling you, Super Bowl, February 7th, the week before, ESPN, all over this place. It will be a great time. I got some buddies coming in town as well, Tuttle. It's a 2-hour drive to Tampa. Come through, enjoy, and I guarantee you'll have a good time.
All right, Serak, man, have a good one, and I hope to talk to you soon.
Thank you, buddy. Take care.
Bye bye.